Hello again, YouTube. I'm Donuts over here, and today we are going to be unboxing one of these two goodies you see here. This is the Afterworld TCG / board game from Panini America. It was put out in 2016, I guess, and there hasn't been a lot of information about it or a lot of gameplay about it. There have been a few videos unboxing it, and that's what I'm going to be doing today, but with this new setup I've got, I will be doing gameplay of it. As you can tell, I've got my entire kitchen table here that's all able to be viewed. So today, well, this comes in 2 starter sets as well as a booster box, booster packs, whatever you might say. And this comes in 2 large starter sets like you see here. We've got Egyptian versus Japanese and Atlantean versus Norse. And that's the one we're going to be opening up today. We're going to put this Japanese and, yeah, we're going to put the Japanese one off to the side here. That'll be opened up on camera another day, but we're definitely going to be opening up this Atlantean and Norse one. I'm going to make sure my camera here zooms in. That way you get a little closer to it. Lift it up. Yeah. Afterworld, made by Panini. You can see that in the corner there. These Atlantean and Norse. I already ripped the cellophane here so it can come undone. I've been looking forward to this game for a while, but I could never really find it. I mean, there's places on like eBay or whatever that are selling it, but they're selling it for pretty high, especially for a game that appears to not be getting any support from the company. And, well, I finally found a seller and was able to talk him down from his asking, and now I've got both starter sets. Alright, so, first off, before unboxing that, I guess, this is obviously the cover of the box. We've got the side of the box there with Panini and some artwork. Now the back of the box. There you go. Again, I'm new to my setup here, so I just want to put that out there. The side of the box again says Afterworld by Panini. Afterworld by Panini. So this can go right on your board game shelf. You only really need 1 starter set, but there are 4 factions to this game. Like I said, Atlantean, Norse, Egyptian, and Japanese. The basic idea is after the world is destroyed, these are the only civilizations that exist. So they're fighting for dominance of what's left of the world. Alright, when you open it here, you've got a rule book. And, well, it's a large full-color rule book by Panini. I'll open that up and go through some of the things here real quick. What a card will look like. You've got your territories here, your commanders, which are the pieces you move around the game board. Your units, items, and event cards you can play. Just giving more detailed information on what the card types are and what they do. Then it'll get into the object of the game. In Afterworld, your goal is to beat the opposing player in one of 2 ways. Eliminate, raise your opponent's fortress, or slash and burn, which raises all 8 of your opponent's territories. So in this game, you're going to be putting together up to 8 territories, as well as your home location. Alright, that's what the boards are going to look like, I think. And, yeah. We'll just flip through the book real quick. I'll be reading that, and then I can explain it more when we start our gameplay segment for it. We're getting into a glossary and credits now. Some really nice artwork, and that's what caught my attention initially, was the art style of this game. And, you know, since I have 2 of these rule books, these pages right here might actually nicely come out and be mounted on my wall. These are definitely poster quality material here. That was the rule book. Now here we have what would be the game boards, but they're like a thicker paper. They're somewhat laminated even. And see how long that is? Wow. Yeah, that is pretty crazy. Can't even fit the whole thing on camera. That might be an issue. But yeah, it's a 3-segment long mat, and there's 2 of them. And the same design on both. Alright, and then it comes with 1 booster pack to upgrade any of the decks. But obviously we're not going to open this booster pack up today. We're going to play for it when the time comes. You've got stands, which are what you're supposed to put your commander card on so they can move across the board. Let's see here. We've got Warriors of Asgard, which must be some of the Norris cards on here. Alright. We've got the Commanders, and I would assume Territories as well are in here. These would be the pieces that go off to the side so that they're in... Yeah, you have two... You have you have 3 Commanders in the game. And you have 2 representations of each commander. One is on your sideboard, you know, so you can use it for your army, and then one is an actual piece you'll move around the game board. And this must be the Atlantean deck cards and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we'll move on and I'll show you that. And that's just really cool storage for it. We'll go ahead and open up the commander one first. Alright. So we've got Rorik. So yeah, you can have one of him as a commander, and one of them goes off to the side, so you can, you know what your piece on the board is. And that would be the one that would go on the board. Move around. You got Freya, Goddess, and then Finir. Alright. These are the territories, must be. Yeah, and that's the... Let's see if I can actually get it up there. When you read the cards, that's how much strength it's going to take to raise the territory. That's how many of them you can actually have. And that would be the text and the resource generation, I believe, of what this territory will produce for you. Alright, we've got a Valhallan Fortress, which is your main fortress for the Norse people. Plains of Valhalla. Oh, and these must be the... Like I said, without directly reading the rule book, I might be getting a couple of these things confused. But like I said, you have the one card that moves around the board, and I don't know exactly which one this is, and one that sits off to the side denoting what your armies will be. So I think these might be the... let's see. I honestly don't know. We'll find out when the gameplay comes. And these are the Atlantean leaders. Their bases. And then their game pieces there. Alright, and for the commanders and everything, they have a movement grid. And you take actions during the game, and you can activate one unit multiple times if you want, but every time you you use one action, you use the first movement grid, and that gives you, directions that this piece can move on the board. If you take a second action with it, it'll give you usually a different grid, like see here. If you take all 3 of your actions moving this character here, the first one will move in either of those 2 directions. Second action will take them forward or backward, and then the third action will take them side to side or down. And that one right there has got a different movement pattern. So each of these commanders can move in different ways. And when they do that, that's how you get to your opponent's territories and then destroy them and all that kind of stuff. Alright, so that's the commanders and the territories. We'll open up what comes for the Norris cards for the actual starting deck itself. Warriors of Asgard, there are 4 of them as per allotted. Allowed to have 4. We'll see, Skald of the Aesir. You can have 4 of them, so they will obviously include 4 in the starting deck. Nelheim Battler, says 4 of that, so I would assume 4. Yep. And the card quality is really good too, so that's a bonus. Melsam Sky Raider, says you can have 6 of these guys in the deck. And it looks like they have 6. So unlike other trading card games, if a card says you can have up to that many, you can actually have anywhere from 1 to 6 of them in your deck if you want to. And there's Jotun Shaman, you can have 4, so the deck will give you 4. The Jotun Elementalist, 4 again, giving you 4. Dwarven Infantry, you can have 6 of those. But yep, all 6 of them are there. With characters here, the costs are listed off to the side here. So it's going to cost you 1 food and 1 money to bring this Dwarven Infantry into your army. and it contributes 1 attack and 2 HP. So it's not that strong, but even so, can't go wrong with an army of dwarves behind you. Alright, I guess this right here is equipment card. Potion of Rage, says you can have 4 of them. So there's 4. Another equipment, Claws of Salvage, 4 for 4. Equipment, Axe of the Berserker, and it'll actually say what they can be equipped to. It says human or dwarf down here. So that's interesting, and it's going to cost 2 gold to bring it into play. Alright, so 4 of that. And events, Lightning Strike, we've got 4 of it. Kick into the Fire, 4 of that as well. Falcon Shape Change, says 4, so we've got 4. And Drunken Apathy, says 4, and we've got 4. So there's no shortage of cards in the collection so far. Everything can be played at its maximum count out of the deck. Alright, we'll put those guys right in there. We'll open up the Atlanteans. Alright, we've got Water Moccasin. Says you can have 4 of them, so of course there should be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Water Elementalist, also at 4. We have 4 of those. A nice Sea Dragon. Says you can have 2, and the deck's got 2. Merfolk Spearman at 4. Merfolk Infiltrator also at 4. Manta Ray at 4. Komodo Dragon. Ooh, yes. Nice. Big fan of the Komodo Dragon. Any lizard, love them. Komodo Dragon, 4. Giant Frog. Yeah, frogs are pretty cool too. Giant Frog at 4. Selena Atlantean Outfitter. Says you can have 1 of that, and that's all we got. A Cayman. Yeah, just saw a Discovery Channel special on Cayman crocodiles. Alright, so we got 4 of those. Equipment for Merfolk. Spear Gun at 4. Relic that can attach to your commander. Leviathan's Tooth at 1. Laser Trident and equipment for Merfolk at 4. Crystal Staff at 3. Also equipable to Merfolk. Crystal Double Blade. Equipment for Merfolk at 2. Coral Sword. Generic equipment for 4. And Events Undertow at 2. Torrential Rain at 2. Poseidon's Aid at 2. And then a last copy is Ambush. Alright. So that would be the Atlantean deck, all ready and raring to go. Put that down here. And so, yeah, that's what I've got so far. And as you can see, it's got this really cool insert to keep everything separated. We can even put the pieces here and then, you know, put the territories or whatever of the guy, you know, put the pieces right there in the center and then territories, and the heroes can go off to the side here. And the Atlantean guys can go off to the side here. That way the box keeps everything nice and organized. And figuring out a way to keep the game mats inside of my camera is going to be interesting. We may not be able to use them. I don't know yet. Here, we'll open up one of those again just to see. Yeah. It's a 3-segmented board. So that's going to be rather difficult. Let me zoom the camera out a little and we'll see if it'll actually play out. Get that up and out of there. Yeah, the game board for this is even off my table completely, so that's kind of crazy. Slide the camera back a little bit. Yeah, we'll barely be able to get the whole thing in play. We're going to have to shorthand it a little bit, I think. We are going to do gameplay, don't get me wrong here. But we have to have your 8 territories here, your fortress goes here. Discard pile and remove from play pile, the actual deck. Then off to the side here is where your commanders and your units are supposed to go. Because you're using this sort of like a board game. You move your commander around here and then you move over to your opponent's side and all. So the only thing we're really going to have to shorthand, I guess, maybe we'll just put the territories on regular gaming mats or something and keep things going down. Since it is essentially supposed to be one board, we'll reconfigure anyway to make it usable within range of what I've got here. But anyway, the boards are really long, really cool. They look cool, but they're a bit awkward to play with, I guess. Alright, so that will be Afterworld TCG / board game by Panini. Came out 2016, as I already mentioned. This is the Norse and Atlantean starter. We'll open up the Egyptian and Japanese starter probably tomorrow. And I'll read the rule book tonight and hopefully get some gameplay up over the weekend. Alright, I'm done. It's over. Out. Have a good one, YouTube.